Howdy, hello gang, and welcome back to another video on Life with Sio. So today I am going to be talking about all of my favorite things from October. It's Oprah's favorite things. Okay, obviously I'm not Oprah. That's the first problem. Second thing is she doesn't do them in October. I'm pretty sure she does them like end of November, beginning of December. And the third thing is, once again, I'm not Oprah. Womp womp. But I am Siobhan, and I am here to talk about the things that I have been loving. I actually promised in my beauty version of this video that I'm going to be talking about 5 products or things, and I lied. I actually decided to talk about 6, so apologies for all of you who are expecting 5 who came over from that channel. And if you haven't seen that video and you are curious as to see what my lipstick is and what other things I've been loving, then I will link that in the bottom bar down below. But for now, we are going to be talking all about non-beauty things. So let's get into it. I feel so empty-handed right now because in my beauty videos I always have something to hold up. I don't have anything to hold up for this video apart from one thing, but I will leave that till towards the end. So the first topic I'm going to tackle is TV. I lied, actually I'm going to tackle movies first. So there's something so unbelievably wrong about the fact that I did not even bother or think or remember to include this in my top 5 of September video on my main channel, which again I'll link that in the bottom bar if you haven't seen it. But I have seen now this movie 3 times in theaters, and as soon as it comes out on DVD, I'm buying the DVD. The movie in question I am talking about is The Man from U.N.C.L.E. If you don't know what The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is, it is basically a spy. I don't even want to say it's a thriller. It was a little bit of a thriller, but for the most part, like, it was slightly predictable. But it was like a rom-com mixed with action, mixed with really great hair and makeup and costumes, and mixed with amazing music. Honestly, again, I don't see movies more than once unless I love them. And I saw this in theaters 3 times. So I love it so much. Again, I can't even believe I left it out of my top 5 of September favorites video, but yeah, I love it. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, and it's totally influenced my beauty and fashion choices for the last little bit. I just realized that I didn't actually do that good a job at explaining what the movie's about. I just kind of gave you the general motif or general thoughts on the movie. So let me explain what it's about. This is according to IMDb. In the early 1960s, CIA agent Napoleon Solo and KGB operative Ilya Kuryakin, I always struggle with that, but I'm glad that I got it, participate in a joint mission against a mysterious criminal organization which is working to proliferate nuclear weapons. Dun dun dun. It sounds very war-based, but I promise you it's not. There's a little bit of like history in there, but it's not a lot about like the war and different regions fighting. It's more about like the relationships that come of being in a secret agency and stuff like that. So it's really good. Again, I highly recommend it, and I've been listening to that album, the soundtrack, on repeat. So good. Now that I've spent like 7 minutes explaining to you what my first favorite is, I'm going to move on to my second, which is general TV, and I have 2 different favorites to talk about. The first is an oldie but goodie, and again, I can't believe I didn't mention this in September, but oh well. I have been loving / have been obsessed with Switched at Birth. If you don't know what Switched at Birth is about, it's a TV show on ABC Family or ABC Spark if you're over here in Canada, and it is about 2 kids and 2 families, and they find out that 2 of their kids have been switched at birth, and all of the fallout that happens, and you just kind of follow their lives from that point on, and it's so good. I didn't really think that I would like it, but I watched the first maybe 2 or 3 episodes and I was hooked. It's great acting, great storylines. It's not a show that's afraid to go where they go. They go to some really real life situations that you don't necessarily see on TV in an entertainment, you know, kind of setting, but they do it in such a magnificent way. I love the show, and I just finished watching season 4. The finale was on this Monday, and it was excellent, so I highly recommend it. It's awesome. Moving on to my second TV favorite. This is a new show, and it's new in the season, and I have just new in the season meaning new this fall, and I am so in love love with it. So much so that I'm going to be writing a blog post about that very soon on beautybylaws.com. I will link it down below when it is actually up for you. But for now, I'll just talk about it. It is about a lady or a girl named Alex Parrish, and she is training to be an FBI agent at an agency or an institution, I guess you could say, called Quantico. And then you flash back and forward between that time when she was training and to something big that happens in New York City. I'll leave it at that. It is an excellent show. Like, I've been obsessed with it. I've watched every single episode more than once. I love, 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 love it. And I'm so happy that a big budget show, or I don't know if it's a big budget, but it seems like a big, like it's widely advertised show, or, you know, a big network show, has a female lead and a non-Caucasian female lead, if I may be so bold to say it. It's nice to see a minority in a leading role. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And it is 2015, and a lot of shows are kind of getting more into it, but I feel like it's nice to see a South Asian, should I say, in a leading role, just because, you know, it's not all about whites or blacks. I probably just caused a war, but I'm just saying the truth. I am black, so obviously I understand and appreciate the importance of being black, and I'm very proud of my skin color and my heritage, but I just think in general it's nice to see all of us, and if not all of us, more of us being represented on TV. It's good stuff. I am so in love with Selena Gomez. You guys know I have been a fan of hers since the get-go, since the moment I saw her on screen on The Wizards of Waverly Place back in the day when I watched Disney Channel all the time. And I have to say that she's just someone that I really connect with. I don't know why. Even though she is living this crazy life, I feel like she could just be one of us type thing. I don't know. But anyways, this is all me leading up to say that I have been in love with her new album. It's called Revival, and I'm going to pull it up in music right now. It is an incredible album, and I think one thing that I love about it in particular is the fact that it's not really anything, it's not like anything she's done before, and I feel like that is such a really difficult thing to do when you're in the music game and you're so young and whatever. It's really hard to kind of like bounce between different genres, and I feel like the last 3 albums have been all kind of like different sounds, and I love it. I feel like there's only one band in particular that I can think of that can do that and execute it perfectly, and that is Coldplay. And I feel like she's along that road, and I feel like good for her, and I love, 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 love the album and the album art. I mean, come on, come on. My favorite songs on the album, now that I have it pulled up on my phone, I would say I love them all, to be honest, but I love Kill 'Em With Kindness, I love Hands to Myself, I love Good For You. That was like the first single, I think, off of the album, or maybe it was Same Old Love. One of those two. I like Me and the Rhythm, I like Survivors, I love Body Heat, Me and My Girls. I'm pretty sure I love like all these songs. I like Revival too. They're all good. If you are interested in hearing like a poppy but slightly more melancholy but not completely melancholy sound, and you are, you know, interested in hearing more Selena Gomez or what she has to offer, then I will leave the link to it in iTunes down below, because it is a fantastic album and I can't get enough of it. Between that, my Gilmore Guys podcast, and the Man from U.N.C.L.E soundtrack, I just basically have been listening to things all month long. It's so good. I love it. Next up, we have pumpkin chai tea from David's Tea. I love this stuff so much. I actually surprisingly am not that big of a chai tea person. I feel like it depends on where I get it from, but in general, sometimes I feel like it's a bit too spicy, like they're trying to be too bold with it, and to me, if I want a bold taste, I just have coffee. But I have been so in love with chai, and this in particular is one of the best chai teas I've ever had. First of all, it has cute little pumpkins in it. Like, how can you not like that? See what I mean? More importantly, it smells amazing and it tastes even better than it smells. And to me, anything that smells and tastes good is a sure win. I am so in love with it. And I'm going to read you the little description because I'm really bad at describing flavors. But I would say it's like the perfect amount of like spiciness and sweetness. That's what I will say. But according to David's Tea, this autumn treat has it all. Cinnamon and cloves plus the sweetness of caramel and pumpkin. pumpkin candy. I love it. And I'm actually quite sad because I think they are either almost sold out or sold out of this one for the season, which means it won't be back till next year, but I'm going to try to get it on sale because you know how like David's Tea does, like, what do they call it? Lululemon, it's like we made too much. I think David's Tea is like, it's clearance basically. You get what I mean. The last favorite is a social network, and you guys know I love my social networks. Any kind of social network I'm into. I'm actually learning a lot about Periscope, and I think I might get it soon, but that's a different story. But one thing that I have been so in love with is Snapchat. It is basically a service where you can publish and share little mini Snapchat videos or pictures with your Snapchat followers, and they can be anywhere from a second to 10 seconds long, and you get to put your own filters on them and your own captions on them and stuff like that. You interact with the photo and then you interact with others, but what I like about it most is that they disappear after 24 hours. I know I heard before I even got Snapchat there was this whole thing about, oh, they found Snapchats in like some random place in America, like Utah or Minneapolis or something, but I don't put anything out there that I wouldn't want to be seen 24 hours later, as I'm sure most people don't, but I think that it's just a really cool way to interact with people on a more raw level. Obviously, the most raw social interaction that we can get is face-to-face, that old-fashioned thing, but I think that it's, I wouldn't say the next step, but it's like a couple steps down, and it's I really like it. What I like is that I get to see like little snippets and moments of people's day. It's basically like Instagram, but a little bit more raw and a little bit more real and a little bit more day to day. Anyways, I'm loving Snapchat. If you are on Snapchat, I want to follow you, so that sounds so creepy, but you know what I mean. Leave your usernames in the bottom area. I was gonna say bottom bar. It's not the bottom bar. I get to comment on the bottom bar. You don't, but in the comment section down below. And if you want to know where I can be found, it is Beauty Bylaws, as with all of my social networks. So if you want to check me out on Snapchat or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or anything, you can find me at Beauty Bylaws. Word to your mother. I hope that you really enjoyed that video. I enjoyed sitting down to film it for you. I hope you have a fantastic month ahead. Please know that there will be some different and cool videos going up on this channel in the next little bit, so stay tuned. And until next time, I will see you very, very shortly. Until then, lots of love. Bye!